That you guys had brought in quite a bit of dirt into the Elrama Park, down in Elrama. This might be a question for the engineer. Did the DEP, were they okay with bringing all that dirt in? Did anyone check with them?
I mean, our office designed the park site layout and helped the township with the purchase of the equipment. We're not really, to answer your question, Kevin Bankston's not really involved with the construction going on out there.
Okay.
I can't comment on that.
Through the years, I think it got started back in 2017. It was a chrome shop, and it was a hazardous soil.
I think it was actually 2014.
Whatever year it was. There was soil that had to be taken out. There was soil that had to be brought back in. It had to be tested. It had to be certified so that the kids could have their playground. And it was a very stringent process. I remember sitting in this meeting and listening to what happened down there to that soil. My question is, by adding that much soil, and there were very strict limitations on what you were permitted to do at that site and what you weren't permitted to do at that site. And they were working under brownfields to play fields under the DEP program, and that grant was given to that, under that whole reclaiming of that property, 2 acres done. So what I was wondering is if anyone checked with the DEP, if any of that dirt, and it might not make a difference at all, but it might be a good idea to check with them to see what the limitations were on that site, to see if we were even allowed to bring dirt in. So that was my question. I didn't.
The brownfields and playfields was a 3-part grant between the state, the DCD, the redevelopment authority, and it was multiple grants that went along the way. So it wasn't necessarily from the DEP. The DEP was stage 1, the DCD was stage 2. That's why it's been so complicated and taken so many years. You have to close out this grant before you can move forward with this grant, to move forward with this grant. But the brownfields and playfields was, but the DEP process, I think, even started the acquiring of that property might have started in 2012. That's how long that process has been going on. But it was reclamated, cleaned up, and there is no restrictions on as far as the chrome shop being there. There's no restrictions on, like there is on the Nike sites. The Nike sites have about earth disturbance and so forth, but it wasn't disturbed as much as dirt put on. And I'm pretty sure that some of that dirt also then went to veterans, but I'm not 100%.
I know back then that one of the big sticking points was it was going to be a playground for children, and the soil had to be tested, and it had to be cleaned, and it had to pass certain benchmarks so that project can
It had to
move
do with
forward.
the toxicity of the ground that was sitting there.
Yeah, I know.
So
It had to do with the toxicity of the ground that was sitting there. It was a brownfield as a cleanup of yeah, it used to be a,
The whole area?
no, it was the chrome shot. It's almost like, BCS acquisitions on Carter, the encapsulating of what's there. The soil that was at the park was deemed to be, needing cleaned up and claimed, and that was all done, like a decade ago.
So did anybody contact the DEP
We will check on
or
that.
anybody to see if you could even move dirt in? Because you don't really want to mess that part up, because I think that affects everything. I mean, if you mess up the certification of the soil,
Are you able to find the file?
It's a file like this, yes.
So if not, I have my file, I do recall the situation, if you want to, if you can't find me.
Yeah, I just wasn't prepared for the question. The file's like this, so.
I have my stuff
I'll get
done
it.
before also. He's raised some issues, I think, that you may want to be cognizant of.
It had to do with the cleanup of what was there, where that soil had to go.
Soil sample.
Not soil coming in.
but whenever you bring soil in, it may affect the tested soil that's underneath. I don't know, I'm not a soil expert, I'm just bringing a question to the board, just,
We'll look at it.
okay. The next thing I have is there any talk or anything in the future on videoing and live streaming meetings here? I ask it, I mean, have we changed our mind on this, or is it pretty much
Welcome to video or live stream.
steadfast now?
No, I mean, anyone's allowed to video. or
No, I'm
live
talking about the township getting
I
their,
don't know that we've had any talks about doing that.
no. Not really concerned about the